B-boy. From the old to the new, still a B-boy. Too bold for the school, still a B-boy. East Coast to the West, B-boys worldwide. We supposed to be blessed, still a B-boy.
This week, we're heading to Harlem to talk about one of the biggest what ifs in hip hop history. Although we only got a handful of years of his music, he is still one of the illest MCs to ever touch a mic. Taken way too soon, the member of D.I.T.C. would have maybe gone down as one of the best ever. This week, top 10 Big L songs. Joining me, Raven Hunter's, of course, in the house. Ben's back. Three of us are going to hold it down. Talk about Big L. Damn, I wish we could have got more of them. But I'll start out at number 10. This came out in 2000. The Big Picture. This is the album he was working on when he was murdered. And I'm going with the song Flamboyant. This was meant as the first single, and it was also put out not as the first single, but as a single later on. But I read an interview where L wanted this to be the single. And it was interesting that they didn't put it out if that's what he was planning. But anyways, it's a great laid back beat. Dope scratching in the hook. Big L bringing it. He's just a definition of a spitter. And this is more laid back than his usual style, but I just always like this record. So Flamboyant from the big picture, number 10. You are up, Raven.
Flamboyant, man, they did release that on CD single, but they didn't put it on the radio and shit like he wanted for some reason. Me and my
Mhm.
brother used to freestyle and rap over that beat
It's a
so
dope
many
beat.
times. Such a good beat. But yeah, number 10 for me, I went to 2010's 139th and Lennox, also on Shaheem's Man Child album with Furious Anger with Shaheem. It was produced by High Tech, who is another underrated New York producer. But man, I'm a big Shaheem fan. Yeah, his second album is one of my favorite New York hip hop albums of all time. And him and Big L sounded great together. I love Big L's flow on that beat. And it has that classic New York Wu-Tang sounding type of beat. But L sounded great on it. And yeah, I got L. I've always people think I'm crazy because I've always said Big L is like top three MC of all time, and he only put out an album and a half before he died,
Right.
essentially. But that still holds true to me to this day. Big L, he's like Easy E to me. He's one of those rappers that literally would have changed the course of music had he not died.
I believe so. He would have went down as because he was 24 when he died, and look what he done at such a
Damn.
young age. It's bananas to think what he would have done if he could have lived twice that long. And Shaheem, I don't know if we've ever brought him up. Just dope to get some
Yeah,
love to Shaheem. Yeah,
yeah, he would, and if he hadn't have fucked around and ended up in jail for the most of his, formative
yeah,
years, he would have had more dope music. Because Lost Generation is like top tier New York hip
that's a
hop.
dope album. That's a dope album. Ben, what's number 10 on your list?
10, I went to Harlem's Finest with Fred Samuel Playground. The beat, like from all his shit, I thought this beat was darker than usual for him. And then Method Man's on there, but it was kind of a short song. But I just thought they both sounded really good together over that darker beat. So I feel the beat fit Method Man more than Big
Big
L.
L.
Or or the beat was more. I could see Method Man rapping over that beat more than I could see Big L rapping over that beat, but it worked out good for both. So
And it's kind of a blessing and a curse. Like big picture and everything after, they don't have everything, so they're putting more features on it than would have been on there. And it's dope features. Coogee Rap, Big Daddy Kane, Sadat X, Guru, right? But there's a part of me like I wish he could have completed it the way he wanted it to, and what would it sound like? Uh, yeah,
Some of
and then
those
everything
beats on
after.
Big Picture don't even feel like L would have picked those beats, in my opinion, either. I like them,
Right.
but a lot of them don't even feel like L would have
Yeah,
rapped over them.
yeah.
So it could have been so different.
Okay, we'll keep it going. Number 9. I'm going to, I think, my favorite Big L album. I know there's not a lot to choose from, but that's 95's Lifestyles of the Poor and Dangerous. Man, this album was the shit when it came out. And I'm going with a song that would have been in the top 3 if you're talking to teenage Chris. But old man Chris is putting it at number 9. No ends, no skins. I loved this song as a kid. And it still kind of makes me laugh, but about scandalous hoes only wanting you for your ends, and it's a dope beat by Showbiz from Showbiz and AG. Dope hook, dope one-liners. I still like, I wouldn't give a chick 10 cents to put cheese on a Whopper. And they drop the beat when he says that bar. Oh, it's just so dope. And like teenage Chris thought it was dope. A girl asked me for a ring and I put one around her whole eye. And now I cringe a little bit like, maybe doesn't age so well. And there's also a video for this, which is kind of crazy. I thought I was remembering it wrong, but I found it online. So they made a video to this track because I don't think it
It
ever came
was its
out as
third
a single.
single. It was
Did they
the
put it
third
out as a
single.
single?
Yeah, like MVP came out
MVP
second,
was
I
second.
think.
Yep, after put it on, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, everybody knows that you're not gonna fucking punch a chick, but I hate how it's like because rap used to be that rebellious talk shit who gave a fuck, but now it's like,
Right.
oh, careful. Like I don't
Well,
think anybody's gonna listen to that and go punch a bitch who could be. Maybe I'm wrong.
it's a good line. It's a good line.
Yeah.
So no ends, no skins. Man, showbiz. Another part. One day we gotta do showbiz and AG. I love showbiz and AG.
That'd be so cool. That'd be so good.
Runaway slave. Fuck.
Dude, so good.
So
Yeah,
I
so good.
fucking
okay, we'll go to Raven at number 9.
Number 9, I'm gonna stay on the Lifestyles album. And yeah, up until like very recently, I would have definitely said Lifestyles is his best album, but might have changed in my opinion here in this podcasting. But I went with Danger Zone with Herb McGruff, aka G Herbo, produced by fucking Buck Wild. I love that beat. Just L's, I beat chumps till they head splits. I break them like breadsticks. I sex chicks. I'll eat you fucking dead, bitch. Like
Well,
he always said shit like that was off the wall, and that's how I rap, so I love it.
that was my number 11. I had to kick it off for Flamboyant because I was like, I got too many lifestyles of the Poor and Dangerous songs. But that is a dope ass song. And then it's an honorable mention, but later on, he did a part 2 of that never got released, but then was on later stuff called Zone of Danger. That's really fucking ill too. Ill lines. That's not what we're talking about. What's your number 9, Ben?
9. I went to Deadly Combination featuring Tupac. Just a dope ass. Like, yeah, the motherfuckers sounded great together. I'm assuming they weren't like it was just put to, like I listened to it. I'm picturing them in the studio together, but I know that was not the case because.
No, that was not the case.
But
Mhm.
I thought that song turned out well. So
Well, unlike a lot of songs like that sound pieced together, it did sound organic almost. So they did a
yeah,
good job. What always caught me is Big L goes second, and he says, "I'm a bad boy." Just, he talks about Biggie and
Mhm.
shit. A Rockefeller, yeah, and then Jay-Z, a Rockefeller like Sean Carter, and right after Pac spit a verse, Pac was
yeah,
still,
yeah.
yeah. But I should have been an honorable mention, but I don't have it written down, so I must have been hating on it.
And
Number,
like I was saying, like fucking, a lot of my list came down to his shit. Kind of reminded me of when we did the alcoholics list. Like every song is fucking great. So it's
Mhm.
mhm.
like a lot of my list came down to features because like I mean like that first record you could I noticed like I put that on and it's the perfect fucking record to I was like cleaning my house and like doing shit and it's just in the background but he's spitting but and the great beats and it just I don't know how to explain it. It was hard to do this list.
There's no skipping on either of
None.
those
Yeah,
records.
Any of
exactly.
those couple
Yeah,
albums.
no, I never skip a track. So another album that I never skip a track is 2000's Not the Big Picture. Lyricist Lounge Volume 2.
Good disc. Good
This
disc.
this fucking compilation is amazing. But there's a song on here called Still Here with Big L and Town on it. And although Big L's verses were taken from other songs, I like this version better. It's a really dope, faster beat by High Tech, which you brought up before, was underrated as hell. Town holds his own with L. They both ride the beat so damn good. And again, I wanted to give love to this compilation. If you like that, Raucous Records sound of this era, man, this has everything you'll love on it. And Still Here was a fun track. Big L, his homie C-Town. So that was my number 8. What about you?
I went with 2000's Big Picture, Deadly Combination with Tupac, produced by Ron G. They both sound so ill on that beat. You know, bonus points because I have bought beats from Ron G and I do love Ron G's production. But yeah, they give Ron G shout outs in the song,
Right.
which was cool. What I had read was Pac and L were talking about doing a song together for the album before everything happened because it was during the supposed time of Pac trying to patch things up and move on with shit. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But then, death took them both. So it still was really cool. That was, I remember when that album dropped, I was gonna buy it anyway, but seeing Pac's name on the back had me run into the store even faster, just because like, whoa, Ellen Pac,
Well, and they have a Pac first in that era. I mean,
facts. He
people were
didn't give
just
his voice to just anybody. That's why I love
right,
him on South Central Cartel's album and shit,
right.
because you just don't hear that a
You
lot.
don't hear that. Yeah, you're right. Okay, Ben, number 8 for you for Big L.
Uh, I went to Lifestyles of the Poor and Dangerous with Danger Zone. Just great rhyming, great beat. Like I said, that just that era of that style and the way that motherfucker can spit, like great tune.
Absolutely. I'm glad you both brought it up because it killed me not to have it on. So I'll stay on that album, number 7 for me, Lifestyles of the Poor and Dangerous, and I'm going with the title track, Lifestyles of the Poor and Dangerous. It's a dark ass beat by Lord Finesse. Another person we gotta do a list of one day. It's so hardcore. L rides it, and you feel his emotion. It's not just straight lyricism. He's just telling these stories about being poor and lives of the poor and dangerous. It's grimy. Feels like it's nighttime in Harlem, but fucking in the winter. I always loved when I was a kid. I thought it was really cool. It's still a cool line when he says, "I wasn't poor. I was po. I couldn't afford the OR." I always thought that was the shit. But I just love the vibe of it. Just grimy as hell, and it's a little bit different than his other tracks. It's not as much straight lyricism, but I just love the vibe of it. So the title track, "Lifestyles of the Poor and Dangerous," number 7. Raven, you're up.
I agree. Just rolling on over because that's the
Oh
same thing
shit,
I got.
that's crazy.
And all I wrote was dirty street shit, New York flow. It was just Lord Finesse, just banging. Yeah, you're right. It doesn't sound like the rest of the album, but that's another reason I always liked it. It was
Mhm.
darker, dirtier. There's a burning trash can right beside it while it's playing. You know what I mean?
Good minds think alike. Are you a good mind, Ben? Is your number 7 Lifestyles of the Poor and Dangerous?
No, I gotta fuck everything up.
Again.
Okay.
Yeah, for me. I went to a Big Picture with the Enemy with Fat Joseph.
Yeah,
So
Joseph.
yeah,
I'm really glad
um,
that was like my number 11, so I'm glad that made your list.
yeah. Sometimes Joey Crack doesn't do it for me, but he like that first one when he like that first album when he was like Fat Joe the Gangsta.
Yeah.
Like that record I had, I love that one.
I
But
like
then
that. That's my probably
Hmm.
favorite from his. Yeah.
Definitely.
I don't hate him or anything that he's
Right.
done, but some of it just didn't really.
He got poppy for a
It
while.
gets
Yeah.
Yeah.
super jaw ruly.
Yes.
When I lean back
Exactly.
and think about it, I
Uh,
no, I mean I don't hate anything that he's done. I just sometimes I'm just like whatever. But that I thought they rhymed well together in that song, so that came in for 7.
so I will go right into number 6. And once you get past the big picture, there's other albums, but a lot of them have similar songs or the same
Yeah,
verses. So it's hard to differentiate. So I kind of put it down to I know they have the 139 in Lennox, but in 2010 they had one Return of the Devil's Son, and this record was I actually did research on it because some of it sound older and some of it sounded later in his career. But after Lifestyles of Poor and Dangerous, he started another record and did like 5 songs, and then it got shelved because of record company stuff. And then by the time he was putting out music again, he just wanted to do newer stuff. So this stuff got shelved. But the song on here, Devil's Son, from that era, Showbiz again on the beat, Digging in the Crates crew, they're all so dope. L's lyrics are ill as hell on here. Like, just lyrical, but also crazy. Talks about when he was in preschool, he'd beat kids to death with wooden blocks. He says, I even kill handicap and cripple bitches. Talks about raping nuns, pistol whipping priests. It's like, god damn, it's like hardcore rap, but it's so damn good. Devil's Son. If you guys out there never heard it, check it out.
I've never
Or
even seen that album.
yeah, it was called Return of the Devil's Son. It's that era between lifestyles and big picture. So
Okay.
it's him in his prime, and it's dope shit. It just got shelved, and that stuff happens all the time. So Devil's Son, my number six. Raven, you are up.
Number six for me. I'm gonna go to a big picture, produced by Ron Browse with The Heist. It's just got such a chill, dope beat that L just fucking murders with his flow. It's a little more laid back. It's just a dope little story track. And there is a part two later on the album, but I just really like the first one.
That is a good song. Storytelling. I always say it. Ben, number six.
I'm still on the big picture. Went with Fallback with Cool G Rap. Yeah, fuck those two sounded great together.
Cool G kills that beat.
Ah, he
Yeah,
does.
doesn't he? It just fucking wrecks it, dude.
Murders
Like,
it.
yep. Yeah, not much more to say. Just dope ass song.
Another person we got to do. In a way, he's kind of underrated because
It's weird because
it's
like he's like so many motherfuckers' favorite motherfucker.
right.
Facts.
But then it's like but then some people are like, well, who the fuck is that?
Who's that? Right.
Yeah,
Where more mainstream fans might have heard the name Big Daddy Kane or Rakim,
yeah,
even if they don't really listen to him, they've heard that name.
yeah,
But a lot of them never heard Cool G Rap. And Cool
yeah.
G Rap has been killing it forever. I mean, just
Forever.
halfway mark. 2000 is the big picture. We're always on the same wavelength. The heist,
Mm.
storytelling just paints such a vivid picture of the entire story. And, he's doing this second voice on the phone in the story and just little overdubs. And like when he says these cigarettes are going to be the cause of my death when he's running up the steps in the background, real little, just shit like that. I always appreciate is going the extra mile. And it's just so lyrical and so damn good. Dope song about a heist. So that came in at five. You are operating.
Speaking of being on the same wavelength, I'm gonna skip back one to Return of the Devil Son with the Devil Son.
Nice.
Goddamn that, yeah, that beat is dope. And yeah, like you covered everything I was gonna say. It was just such a dope fucking dark song. Just saying some of the most out there horrorcore shit you could say for
Right.
being Big L.
Ben, what's your number five?
I went to Danger Zone, which I think a lot of it was like demos and shit. Or it sounded like it was kind of like scratchy and whatnot. But
Right.
there was a song there called Work Part Two with Gangstar, and I thought that was a dope ass song. Something off that record I got on. So
Okay, we'll move right on to number four. Lifestyles of the Poor and Dangerous. We're getting to the good ones now. The second single, MVP, beat again by Lord Finesse. And yes, you'll hear this, and what are you going to think of Biggie's One More Chance because it uses the same sample. But it doesn't take away from me, even though that's even where my head goes because it was off on a famous song. But I always loved the hook. If rap was a game, I'd be MVP, the most valuable poet on the MIC. I always thought that was really cool. L's straight lyrical on this. It has the sound of a single, but still keeps it street. It was like that perfect marriage. And just great one-liners. I got a crime record longer than Manute Bull. I mean, I could go on and on, but MVP number four for me, Raven.
I'm gonna stay on the album. I'm gonna go with the first single, Put It On with Kid Capri, produced by Buck Wild. Man, what a dope song, dope beat, dope introduction to Big L. And Wild Style, always been a wild child. My guns go boom boom, your guns go pow pow. I always loved it. And then like 10 years ago, one of those dubstep DJs sampled that in a song and added gunshots and shit to it. God, I annoyed everybody I knew with that dubstep song. I'll send you a link later because I
Yeah, I'm
still got it.
curious.
Yeah, just put it on. It's what I got that cassette single and knew that I was gonna love the album
Right.
before it even hit.
Yeah, it was the first time I heard him too. Put it on. Dope song will get brought up again. Ben, number four.
And get ready for your on the real cut of the week.
Choo, 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 choo. I'll have graphics come up.
I went with Forever with Mac Miller off Harlem's Finest. I thought those guys sounded really good together, and the Mac was dope on there. Got the KRS One sample off of Harlem's Finest.
Number three, top three. Damn, now we're really getting there. From the Big Picture, 2000. You know I love stories. Casualties of a Dice Game. It's next level storytelling. The vivid details about a dice game that goes really fucking sideways. And, there's no hooks. It's just a story. It's like a street, or well, I shouldn't say street. It's a harder version of like children's story. Although children's story is pretty graphic when I think about it. But it's a more grimy version. Just no hooks, just a straight story all the way through. And like the heist, he paints the picture so clearly. There's really nothing else to say. I just love the story of a simple dice game turning sideways and shit gets ill fast. So, Casualties of a Dice Game, number three. You are up at three, Raven.
I went with the second single from Lifestyle's MVP, just because dope beat, dope flows, another killer single. Like, man, that whole album's so good. But really, like I said, I think both of his first albums are unskippable anyway. So it's definitely not an easy list to make. And I usually try to stay away from just including a bunch of singles and shit, but I like it. So
Well, and there were singles that stayed lyrical and street, but still
right,
were enough to cross over. Like if he released the title track as a single or something like that, that
right.
might not have flew quite as well. Ben, number three for you.
Three, Big Picture went with Platinum Plus with Big Daddy Kane.
Yeah.
Big
Okay.
Daddy was on fire
Kane
on that
kills
fucking
that. Yep.
verse. Yeah, yeah,
Kane
that's
kills that.
that's really fucking really dope to me. Was them two, and yeah, Kane really brought it. Yeah, what a dope ass song.
No, that there are amazing features on Big Picture. I mean, they at least got the best of the best for it.
Oh,
So, well, I'll stay on Big Picture at my number two. Fuck. One and two switched a bunch of times. I knew they were going to be one and two. I just didn't know the order. This is how it ended up. The Big Picture, you could probably guess, Ebonics. Such a dope concept. And although Mystic Grimm, the West Coast rapper, did it before, L's version is better. Although, if you had never heard the Mystic Grimm version, it's a good song. It's on DJ Pooh's Bad News Travels Fast. But anyways, Ebonics by Big L, super dope beat, amazing scratching in the hook with the Nas sample. You got that beat breakdown in the beginning of the third verse with scratching. Man, I remember when this dropped and hearing it, thinking, how many of these slang words do I know? It's like, oh, I can remember thinking, I didn't know an ounce of Coke was an onion. So I'd like pick out the things that I was learning from Big L, and I knew most of them. I was 2000, I was already a father by then, but um, got to be up on the slang. Such a great concept. Ebonics will always make me rap along. I cannot not rap along to Ebonics. So, number two, I'm sure we'll hear it again from one of you, if not both. Raven, you're up.
I'm gonna stick with the Bonics. My number two. Just because, yeah, it is a great song. Like you said, not the first time that concept had been done,
Mhm.
but it was done by Big L, so it was immediately better.
Right. Is your number two Ebonics, Ben?
nope, I had to fuck it up.
Fuck.
Again.
Yeah, went to Big Picture with Flamboyant.
Oh, that
Um,
Good
high.
choice, though. Good choice.
Nice. Nice.
what a just a great feel good song, but with a great beat and then lyricism.
Mhm.
But just such a feel good song. So I don't know, it kind of stuck out to me. So that came in at number two for me.
Great song. I didn't think anyone else would have it on their list, more or less that high. So, number one, 1995's Lifestyles of the Poor and Dangerous. The first song I ever heard from him, Put It On. I can vividly remember seeing this video on UMTV Raps and being like, I gotta find this guy's album. Because it hit me like that. Like, damn, this guy's like next level. It was also on one of my Yo VHS tapes. Kid Capri is the perfect one for the hook, just that Kid Capri sound. Buck Wild on the beat. Just straight lyricism at its finest. It's catchy as hell. You're always going to sing along with it. Kind of simple but effective hook. And even now, I still think my favorite, there's so many great lines, but when it comes to getting nookie, I'm not a rookie. I got girls that make their chick Tony Braxton look like Whoopi. That still makes me smile. But put it on, big fella, put it on. Number one. Damn, such a great track. I know that's not your number one, Raven. You brought it up already. So what is?
I'm gonna surprise you. Produced by Mike Herron from The Big Picture. Flamboyant is my number one
Oh
Big L
shit.
song.
Wow.
I love, love, love that beat. Like I said, me and my brother used to rap over that beat so much. We had the CD single, and I ripped that shit onto my computer, and yeah, we used to just flow to that beat so much. And L sounded great on it, and it's just knowing, that's what he wanted to be the jump off for the album. The whole album probably would have had a much different feel had he been able to finish it himself. As great and classic as the album
Right.
is, if it all could have had that flamboyant touch and polish, because I mean, there's songs like the '98 freestyle and shit that's awesome, but they're not CD. He would not have put
He
that on the
wouldn't have put
fucking
that on
album.
that one, right?
As
Yeah.
much as I thought it was cool back then, he would never
Mm,
would have put that on his album. But yeah, and it's like what True Master was another song like that from that Danger Zone album. That's
right.
just clearly like a radio show rip. He never would have put
Mm.
that on a release. Just
Needed material.
yeah. At the time when it came out, I remember buying it and throwing it on and going, "Fuck, they polished Big L," because his first album was so
So
gritty,
grimy. Yeah.
but he had 5 years to grow before this one came out. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? So I loved it.
That's awesome that other people. I was like, I took off Danger Zone so I could get Flamboyant on because I figured no one else would bring Flamboyant up. And here
Yeah,
you
well, we
had it
both
at
had
number
Danger Zone
one.
too, so
Yeah. Oh, Ben, you're number one.
Number one, I went with Ebonics. I wrote great wordplay and then dumbing it down for the layman. And I fucking my mind goes to make things more plain and simple to the layman. I find iced tea to be the dopest flyest
Like,
OG
there's
put me
nothing
up.
but the.
I found out that my belly is a food box, so I learned that one. No, just a great play on words and yeah, clever song.
Honorable mentions. He doesn't have that much material, and you guys brought up a lot. I guess I have pretty much left. But Lifestyles of Poor and Dangerous, All Black was one that almost made my list. And the Graveyard, the Posse track.
Oh shit.
Also from that first record, I Don't Understand. From the Big Picture that wasn't brought up, Size 'em Up almost made my list. This track after Ebonics. And I had the '98 freestyle on there because it's lyrical, even though it's not
Oh
an
yeah,
album cut, but Ask Beavis, I get nothing but head. And it's great when he starts cracking up the radio DJs with his lines. That
yeah.
almost adds more to me because it's like, oh, he's killing them. And Big Picture, who you sliding with, I kind of like. And from that Devil's Son one, I talked about Zone of Danger. It's like a part two to Danger Zone. And there's a song on there called I Won't. All the other albums, I could pick them, but it's just verses used in different beats and it kind of all comes together. Otherwise, everything else was brought up from my honorable mention list. Anything we're missing? I know when someone doesn't have that many albums, you kind of cover everything. But he's
I
too
mean,
good not to cover.
I was really sad I couldn't get Casualties of a Dice Game on there. And then I did have '98 Freestyle and True Master written down, and they are
Okay.
both just like radio show freestyles, but
Freestyles, yeah.
they're both so great. And then I wrote, first time I heard a rapper say "Ask Beavis, I get nothing but head," and then I
Right.
heard so many
Ah,
people
yeah.
say it after
Right.
that.
Right. That's the first time. Yeah. I think he probably was the first one. It was there for everyone to do and no one did it.
Right.
So Big L, 24. It's crazy to think, at our age now, how young that sounds, right?
It's half my life damn near.
It's bananas. How young all these rappers are taken from us. So it was fun doing Big L. Let you guys go. Have a
Have a
good
good
one,
All
holiday,
right,
guys.
guys.
y'all.
You too.
Peace.
Have a great one, guys.
Peace.
Still a b-boy, from the old to the new, still a b-boy, too bold for the school, still a b-boy, east coast to the west, b-boys worldwide, we supposed to be blessed, still a b-boy, from the old to the new, still a b-boy, too bold for the school. B-boys worldwide, we supposed to be blessed.